Slow Joe did not stutter until he had Alzheimer's. But before we begin exposing the agenda, please like, share, subscribe, comment on this video, because this is the best way to make the bigger channel for more people to hear the truth. Let's roll the tape.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter.
Since when did we know Joe Biden had a stutter? I did not ever hear Joe stutter until he started malfunctioning.
And one of the speakers at the Democratic convention was a young boy who the vice president inspired, named Braden Harrington. Take a listen.
It was really amazing to hear that someone like me became vice.
What is really amazing is how the left will always take children to promote some kind of message. Whether it is climate change, LGBTQ ABC, or lying about Joe's brain malfunctioning.
President.
Braden Harrington, a very brave young boy.
When you are a Democrat, everything is brave and courageous.
You made this comment earlier in the campaign about Joe Biden. Let's take a listen to that.
Every time he comes on stage or they turn to him, I'm like, Joe, can you get it out? Let's get the words out, Joe. You kind of feel bad for him.
How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
Like little children are watching CNN. Well, maybe they are, but they identify as little children.
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
You have
to watch somebody on stage search for
this is so amazing.
questions
It's so amazing to me
and try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
Well, when you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were
stuttering,
mocking his stutter.
But of course you know this, because you are a Democrat. You are able to read the minds of the people. The people do not know they are racist, but you do. It's, what is it? Unconscious bias. They don't know that they are Nazis, but you will tell them they are. You, my friend, you should be at the circus doing palm readings.
Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
Mr. Tapper, this one you are right. But let's not forget, you don't have to be a doctor to know something is wrong. How many times did he say he was running for the Senate while he is running for president? Statements like truth over facts, roaches and children on my lap, poor kids as good as white kids. Poor kids is like code word for black. But there is someone, a doctor that was working in the White House under Bush, under Obama, and for a short time under President Trump. His name is Ronnie Jackson. And although he did not treat Biden directly, I am sure that while he was in the White House, he had some type of communication with him. And it's obvious to him that he is declining. So, who do we believe? Joe Biden, who doesn't know who his wife is? Or the doctor who was in the White House? Now, let's rewind to the good old days where Joe Biden was able to speak in complete sentences.
We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents, it doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
Where is this guy? Now, he doesn't care if they're looting, shooting, burning, stealing. Everything is okay now. Where is that Joe that cared about the safety and the law and order of America? Let's roll the tape.
That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing.
I'll let you think about that.
Because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators.
There. He said it right there. Well, he didn't say super predators, but close enough.
15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
Yes. And there are some on C-SPAN touching little children inappropriately. But that's for another episode.
That society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
What? Isn't that what social justice is all about? Due to the way we treated people of color for the last 100, 200, 300 years, that we apply law differently to them? Where was this social justice warrior when you were putting the fathers of all these children that you are saying have no parents in the home, in jail?
They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malfactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society, try to help them, try to change their behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families.
America, now you have heard Joe Biden not stuttering and giving you his opinion before the socialist, communist have taken over the Democratic Party. This was a time where they were more aligned with most Americans' thoughts. Today, they have become extremists. They care more about illegal immigrants than Americans. If you are still here, thank you for my 100th subscriber, and please join the club. Become a Habibi, hit the subscribe button.